Hey team, it's me, Rowan. Just me today, because I'm going to be talking to you about Mr. Meat. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm working on a script for something called Mr. Meat. And the idea is that our main character has some social anxiety. He's just in the house all the time, sometimes goes to the library. At the library is where his crush works. But he can't get up the nerve to talk to this person. His friends are desperately trying to help him. Eventually, he finds something in the back of his refrigerator that has been there so long that it has gained sentience. And that is Mr. Meat. And Mr. Meat is going to give him love advice. Which means Mr. Meat, as a movie character, is going to have to be able to, like, talk. So I'm picturing a Tupperware container. Can't be brand Tupperware. It's going to have to be, just a plastic container. And then the lid is going to be like the mouth, probably. And I'm picturing it a clear plastic to see the goop, just the mold, unidentifiable nonsense on the inside. But I don't know how well that's going to work. And I do want the top of the actual lid itself to be soft, so it looks like, not lips, but, you know what I mean, Muppety. And I thought about maybe having, like, eyeballs on the inside looking out, but I don't think I need to do that, actually. So, yeah, how much flex, right? If I want him to, he him pronouns. If I want him to be able to actually talk, and like, is there going to be goop like sticking to the lid as it opens? You know, a real wet puppet. Like, think like wet puppets from like 80s monster movies. You know, think like The Thing, right? I want it to be kind of visceral like that. Yeah, I want it to be really disgusting, but he's just a nice person in the box, and so trying to think about how this is actually going to look and how this is going to work physically if I'm doing the clear container with the solid lid that's just like, red or whatever, because it's got to match another set, like a full set, because one of the characters has been looking for this missing container. And yeah, I want it to be wet. I want it to be gross. I want it to be just nauseating. I want this to be nauseating, but also charming and endearing. Like a good character should be. uh, yeah. I do like the idea of it being kind of stuck to the top a little bit. Just like you pull it up and it just comes with it. You know, like a good cheese pull. I'm making sense, I promise. I've lost my mind. It's fine. So how is it going to work? Is it going to be like a duck mouth bill? Like a quack, 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 open, open, shut, shut, you know? Or the flex? That's what my question is should it move and be like connected on the side still like a Muppet mouth? Like a human or Kermit, either mouth. I feel like it's got to be a little bit more flappy, probably. Like a duckbill flappy. I'm gonna have to talk to someone who actually makes puppets to figure out what is possible, but these are my options, these are my thoughts. Just flap, flap, flap. And it could also just be a solid looking box, and then the goop comes out. I feel like that's less fun. But like, if you need to, because like clear, but you're seeing what is directly painted against the thing itself, so you're not going to see the hand that's going to have to be in this box in order to make it talk. But it'll look clear, if that makes sense. And I don't know if I'm going to make it so you could, like, smile with your hand to make it smile. Like, Kermit can do that. How soft is this going to be, though? It might not be able to move like that. And that's fine. Ultimately, it's going to come down to whoever is making this puppet for me, like, I'm going to tell them what I'm looking for, and they're going to tell me what's physically possible. And that's going to be good. It's going to be good enough. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be thrilled. You're going to be thrilled. We're all going to be thrilled. Are you excited for Mr. Meat? I'm excited for Mr. Meat. I've been slowly building up a team of people. The script's not done. As I said before, I'm still working on the script. But, like, the story is there. The characters are there. There's a lot of things going on. All the characters have other things going on, like, outside of the main character. Yeah, he's not gonna have eyeballs on the inside like this. It's a cute idea, but no. Like, what if it was like I don't know, for merchandise, right? For like a keychain plush situation, maybe. But actually, in the movie, no. He is gonna need at least one eyeball, though. Because that's just how it's written. So I'm gonna have to figure out how that's gonna work. Because I want an eye to come out like a periscope. If that makes sense. Think about colors of this thing. I think that's a separate issue to get to later. I don't see why it couldn't just be maybe not like fully clear, but like it looks clear, but then you're not going to see the hand either way. I hope this makes sense. But it could have a label on it, right? Whether it's a clear one or not, it could still just, like, be labeled. Or maybe not labeled. Okay, we're not going to label them. But it could be labeled like that for the cover. Right? Like, why am I already thinking about a cover? I don't have a script yet. Oh my god. I want this to be as simple as possible while still being, I don't know, interesting. Just, it's a hand puppet. He's a hand puppet. We're going to need probably 2 hand puppets. We are going to need 2 hand puppets, because we're going to need one that talks, and then one that has the eyeball. And I assume just the 2, but maybe not. Maybe more than that. I don't know. We'll see. So how are we doing the eyeball? Okay. Blank canvas. Let's figure this out. Let's put this together. Come with me on this journey. So if we're doing just the flexi top, like that's how he talks, and it's connected at the sides, I want that eyeball to come out like I want it to come out of his mouth, but not while he's talking, if that makes sense. So, there's the talking box. The talking box. And then the eyeball, oh, that doesn't look right. But, yeah. Like a periscope, just comes out to look around. Like, it could just be on a stick, even. Like, maybe we don't even see it coming out. We just, like, cut to it's already out. We might have to do that. I don't know, but I feel like it's not going to be... Maybe second puppet has the flappy lid. Right? First puppet, talkie puppet, has Kermit mouth. Second puppet has flappy lid that opens so that the eyeball can come out and look around. Right? I think this makes sense. I'm also the one writing this stupid... But it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. I'm getting loud. It makes... Oh no, I don't know what colors he should be. Probably, like a green and a white and a black. Like, just real... Like, if this guy were living in your walls, you'd be poisoned and die. You know, that kind of mold. Like, just real unhealthy is what I'm going for. But he himself is not toxic. He is not a toxic individual. He helps you get through toxic situations. He's very supportive. Oh. Goop. Gotta be goopy. But yeah, I think the actual eye stalk can be pretty thin. And kind of stiff. I don't imagine him needing to look in too many directions, because this is only going to happen like a couple of times with the eyeball. And so he really only needs to be able to, like, turn, and if that's on a dowel, you know, if we're just doing a close-up and you're just not seeing what's going on underneath Mr. Meat, he could just have that eyeball on a dowel that then can turn and go up and down. And I think that would be good enough. And the actual puppet part, like the fleshy part, would be on top of the dowel and would be connected to other stuff. So you're not going to see... It's not going to look as stiff as it would actually be. I am going for so much practical here. I just want... Not that making this is a practical idea, but like the... Mr. Meat is going to be practical effects. If you didn't get that. Partly because of cost, but also just it's more fun. It's more fun to have your actors actually interact with a real thing that's in front of them. Of course, the actor I want to do the voice is probably a guy in California. And I'm not in California, so that's... I'm not sure how to do that. I guess Puppet happens and then we ADR. If you know anything about the production of Eva's Dead, you'll know we have experience doing ADR. But this time it'll be on purpose. I'm gonna have to do some research. I'm gonna have to figure out how other people do the wet puppets. Anyway, thank you for coming with me on this. I've lost my mind. And, yeah, let me know in the comments if you're interested in knowing more about Mr. Meat as it goes on. Obviously, I'll update, like, when the script is done and so forth, but, rock on.